Alfie is back in town. Tremendous moments. And what a week it's been for rugby league. Front page, back page. As we have a look at the cards again for you, here's Queensland.
Yeah, a couple of late changes. Darren Lockers, the fullback and captain. Takirian Sailor on the wings. Chris Walker comes off the bench, gets a chance first up in the number 14 jumper. He's in the centres with Bowman. Wagon from centres to the 5/8 role. Alan Langer, the halfback. Darren Smith, lock forward. Myers and Sivanasiva in the back row. Webke and Buttigieg, the props. Paul Green from 5/8 to the hooking role. The interchange of Doyle, Webb, Campion, Carlaw, coached by Wayne Bennett.
And New South Wales are represented by Mark Hughes at fullback, Ainscow and McDougall the wingers, Girdler and Gidley the centres, Brad Fittler 5/8 and captain, Brett Kamali comes in at halfback, Ryan locks the scrum, Fletcher and Muir the second rowers, Stevens, Prittis, O'Mealy the front row, and on the interchange, Gower, Adamson, Vella and Menzies, coached by Wayne Pearce.
Tremendous setting. The ground in beautiful condition. Down on the sidelines for us is Andrew Voss. Good evening, Andrew.
Yeah, Ray, certainly the best atmosphere I've ever experienced here at ANZ, and that includes a grand final night here in 1997. Everything perfect for football, only a light cover of dew, so the playing surface not too slippery. It's been the most extraordinary week in Origin history. The Alan Langer story unfolding. We're about to find out if the story has a fairy tale ending.
And now for the national anthem. It'll be performed by Michael King. So, as we welcome our viewers from around Australia and other parts of the globe, welcome to this tremendous night that is about to unfold. Truly a sporting event in front of the Brisbane public. Michael King, and that will be followed by a mark of respect for the late Tom Bellew, who was chairman of the New South Wales Rugby League for a period of time through the early and mid-80s, 83 through 86, and Tom Bellew passing away earlier in the week.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
So Fittler pulls the curtain down on a wonderful Origin career. The same can be said for Alfie Langer, I suppose. And of course, Wendell Sailor over there in jumper number 5. It's his last Origin. Probably the same for Darren Smith and for Jamie Ainscow. Bill Harrigan officiates at his 15th state of origin. Queensland have won 8 times from the 14 occasions they've been refereed by Bill Harrigan. The decider, the 9th one required in state of origin football, is underway, and it's Buttigieg who loses the ball. First tackle of the Origin decider, and Buttigieg has coughed it up. New South Wales will feed the scrum just inside the Queensland 20-metre line.
Yeah, very heavy tackle. It was Jason Stevens coming in as the third man who knocked the ball loose.
So the Blues get an early opportunity. Girdler goes all the way. Well, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, has he got the ball down? There's a doubt. Harrigan's gone to the touch judge. He wants to have a look at it.
It's not the first time in the opening seconds of an Origin match that Girdler has crossed the line.
He got on the outside of Bowman. He dummied. Darren Smith coming from the scrum as a lock forward. Does he ground the ball properly for the opening try? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. There was no doubt at all. And what a great start for the Blues. Put it down to their defence. They forced the early mistake on Buttigieg. And from there, from that scrum, a nice little set play, a simple one, they get the opening try. It's unbelievable.
Well, it takes you back to game one, doesn't it, with Lottie Takiri racing the length of the field to throw an inside ball to Darren Lockyer. This will be a green light. And an incredible start. If New South Wales wanted to silence this crowd, that has gone a long way towards doing so. They win the scrum. Goes out. He frees it there. Have a look at that man. That is the player that Paul is talking about, Paul Bowman, and Girdler in and away as play continues. He gets outside Bowman with superior speed, shapes the pass to his winger, Adam McDougall. Wendell decides to stay with his man, the inside fend, and Girdler gets the ball down. Unbelievable start.
Yeah, it looked all too easy, and Ryan Girdler will appreciate getting this try. Hasn't been in the greatest of form, but beautiful stuff. He's got the speed. Darren Smith, he just outpaced him. And what a good fend, right in the mush.
So Girdler picks up this incredible try in the opening minute of Origin 3. And now, something that will be worrying him. 6 successes from his last 19 in club football. Here he comes from the line. He has done it. Girdler converts from the touchline. 6-0 in favour of the Blues. As we welcome in our Wimbledon crew over there in the Hotel Britannia in Richmond, suburb of London. Pat Rafter may be there as well. I trust that you enjoyed the telecast, as we are enjoying yours. 15 out from the Blues line. As we bring you back, it is 6-0 the Blues. People had not even reached their seats. Priddis comes out from dummy half. He's put away just inside his own 40-metre line. Andrew Ryan in jumper number 13 tonight. Stevens. Little kick over the top. Regathered by the Blues. Then Fletcher, then Kamali. Put on the boot by Fittler. Ricochet effect. Ryan got it away to Ainscough. Ainscough flicks it out the back. Gidley gets it on. Now it's O'Mealy. Now it's Ryan. He knocks on. Talk about razzle-dazzle.
Well, is this the first couple of minutes of an Origin game? Incredible stuff there. Purposeful kick as the Blues defence again muscles up. And then we had about 8 or 9 men keeping the ball alive as the Maroons, shell-shocked, work it out from their own end. They go wide to do so through Bowman.
Queensland then, just inside their own 30-metre line. As Saylor makes his first attacking offering of the night. Got it 35 away. Now Sivanasiva. Langer. He kicks ahead. The chase is on from Walker. Taken by Hughes. Might have got one a tad high. Now McDougall.
The New South Wales have done their homework. Mark Hughes was a lot flatter than what we saw in game 1 and 2, waiting for the Alan Langer kick. took it comfortably as Fletcher carries Slee, 42 out.
Priddis at acting half, and O'Mealy takes a charge to within about 30 metres of the Maroons line for Fletcher to go to the right, finding Andrew Ryan. He beat his Parramatta teammate Daniel Wagon initially, pulled down by Myers on tackle 5. Kumali high, and Sailor makes a mistake. Ball goes to ground. First knock on is the one that will count.
And Queensland looking very, very shaky. The field position has been all New South Wales way. He should have taken that easily, Sailor. Had plenty of time to get it. And already Queensland, they've missed about 10 tackles in the opening 5 minutes, falling off quite easily.
So they decide to go to the blind side for Girdler. Langer making the tackle. It brought a roar from the crowd, a roar of approval. Stevens. Close to the line again, the Blues. Kumali. Inside ball for O'Mealy. He lost it. It went forward. The Queensland crowd happy with Bill Harrigan's decision there.
Peter, I've got to say that really is smart play from New South Wales. It's been a wonderful opening from them. Very confident one, and they've tried to really drive the nail in. They've got to try and do that even further to Queensland, just to try and take a little bit of their confidence away, but to try and upset their game plan more than anything else.
Special comments during the game from Wally Lewis. The Sailor takes that first play, ridding himself of the memories of his mistake. Now Webke, Wagon's with him, Wagon's up the middle, pulled down by Priddis. To Keary. To Keary with a long run. Hughes makes the tackle, 28 metres out from the Blues line. Langer for Lockyer. Now it's Bowman. Loose ball. Harrigan says play on. 6 more tackles. Green. Langer now. There it goes. It's gone to ground and picked up by a runaway Ainscough, but it's been called back.
Yeah, knocked down by a New South Wales defender, and just as well that it was, because it was try time to the left. Great lead-up play here. Daniel Wagon showed good speed. What about the cover defence of Luke Priddis? Great stuff. Lottie to Keary took the next one, busted them up. And if the last pass had found its mark, the Maroons would have crossed as well. Here's Lottie getting out of dummy half. No one on the blind side. Goes back through the middle.
Now Queensland with Wagon. Sivanasiva, 3 metres from the line. Langer's out to the left. Green goes to him. Second man play for Buttigieg. Now Langer calling it to the right from the dummy half, Myers. Here he is. Then for Green. Now for Lockyer. Lockyer away for Walker. Taken ball and all by McDougall. And that's a fair strip, 1-on-1. And Girdler's got the ball for the Blues.
Gee, that's a great tackle from Adam McDougall. Both the New South Wales wingers in game 2 made good decisions as to when to come in, and that was another indication. He snuffed it out, forced the mistake, as O'Mealy, looking to make up for a mistake at the other end of the field, picks up 5 metres.
Priddis clearing beyond the 30-metre line. Fletcher. Tremendous tackle by Priddis earlier in the game on Wagon. I didn't think the Broncos hooker had that much speed. Halfway line. Fittler hooks that kick back. And here's Sailor returning it. 14th Origin match tonight for Wendell. And he's only scored 1 try. That was in 1998 off a Langer chip kick. Lockyer did well before he hit the ground. Myers. Now, it is to Keary. Queensland are looking good. Walker's going for the corner. Queensland's in. They get their first try. And again, Takiri is prominent.
Ah, they're looking good. They're looking great. Alan Langer has shown in the first 10 minutes of this game it was well worth bringing him out. From that kick return, he set it up, he got his back line ready, and he said, let's go now, boys, don't pussyfoot around. A beautiful ball from Darren Lockyer. It should have died there. But Brad Myers makes a bustling run and a great offload to Takiri. He's got a really speed merchant on his inside, and Chris Walker got some work to do. Took on the fullback, got around him, had the speed to beat the cover defence. Great comeback by the Maroons.
Have a look at this take by Brad Myers. Very difficult for a tall man. Got down well and then straight over the top of Matt Gidley. And that set the try up because Ainscough had to come in. Myers, what a fantastic job there. On to Lottie Takiri. And when you've got Takiri and Chris Walker coming at you, you know you're in trouble. He did well, Chris Walker. Bamboozled the last line of defence, and great work from Luke Prittis again. That's a hooker, stopping Walker from promoting the football closer to the posts. Wonderful shot that. Keary, so good on the left-hand side, and Chris Walker, well, as Paul pointed out before the game, he can sniff out a try. He might get a few more in his career at this level.
So Lockyer from the touchline, bringing it around, and it's just wide. Just wide for Lockyer. It is 6-4, the Blues over the Maroons, 12 minutes gone.
Well, if the game continues at this speed, I'm sure both coaches will already be planning exactly what replacements they're going to be making around about the 25-minute mark. A lot of the big forwards, they're going to be starting to put the hands on the hips and looking for a spell.
Buttigieg. Back at ANZ Stadium. 9 network coverage of the decider. State of Origin 3. It is 6-4 in favour of the Blues. They scored in the first minute of play, and then Queensland have struck back at the 11th minute. Here's Langer again. Pulled down by Jason Stevens. Green tries to generate something through the middle, running from dummy half and finding the markers not at home. It worked in game 1. Hughes. And heavily dropped on the ground. Harrigan has ordered a dangerous tackle.
Well, Paul Bowman's mystified. He gets there first. And in the end, it was a little bit dangerous, wasn't it? As Darren Smith came in and they flipped him over.
Well, they took him past the vertical, and that's the reason for the penalty, and rightly so. The horizontal, I'm sorry. It nearly was vertical.
It looked to me as though Darren Smith, his involvement didn't help Paul Bowman. Stevens then. Oh! Losing the ball in a big hit from Webke.
Well, he was falling into that tackle and Webke's just smashed him. He half-wide trips over and gets crunched by Webke. Ball lost.
Wagon at 5/8. Lockyer into the back line. Hughes, the fullback, has taken him to ground, but Lockyer made the halfway line. Now Takiri, who's already reminded the Blues of his performance in State of Origin 1. Myers. Webke running into Stevens and O'Mealy. A little bit of the yours for theirs. Now Lockyer. Green. Langer. Langer, that little kick. Work here for Girdler. It's still on for Queensland. That's Buttigieg.
6 a game. If
Six
they go to
more
the right,
tackles.
they score. Look at Sailors win. Plenty of people out there to score tries.
Darren Smith. Now it is Bowman. Bowman's over. Did he drop the ball? He points to the spot. It's a try to Queensland. A try to the Cowboy. Paul Bowman. Queensland take the lead.
Well, they've hit back and they've hit back hard. A great kick from Alan Langer because it found space. Buttigieg looked like he would score. But some wonderful defence there from Ryan Girdler. But the fact that Girdler was that far in meant that there had to be an opportunity to the right. I thought Bowman had ruined it by coming in, but he put a nice move on, beat 2 defenders and carried Muir over the line.
Yeah, strong player, Paul Bowman. I thought there was a hint of a knock-on by him in that chase for the kick. But Darren Smith, nice inside ball, and he brushes away from Adam Muir and then steps inside Brad Fittler. Not too many players can do that. And takes Adam Muir with him. Queensland hit the lead.
Well, Paul Bowman has got a reputation for being one of the best defenders in the competition. There you've seen the strength of him in attack. Queensland selectors took a punt on him last year, that is. He is blossoming into a guy that is going to be around for them for a long, long time. That's the assignment confronting Darren Lockyer to add 2 to their lead.
25 metres out. 8 metres in from touch. And on its way, but it's out in front of the uprights. No goal. Darren unsuccessful with both attempts. It is 8-6. Andrew Voss on the sideline.
And Ray, what a boost it is for Paul Bowman, missing that tackle on Ryan Girdler in the first 40 seconds of the match tonight that led to the Blues' first try. He comes back here, strong charge of his own, gets over the try line. Sterlo mentioned the crowd had gone silent after that first Blues try. Well, they've erupted like a volcano, just like big Carl Webb on the bench in reaction to that try from Paul Bowman.
So the Blues sending it way down to the line. And Buttigieg running off a former teammate, Paul Green. Sivanasiva to the 20-metre line. And a penalty goes to the Maroons. Holding down in the tackle against Marco Mealy.
And that's a sign that New South Wales are starting to struggle in defence with the speed of the Queensland play the ball. I thought Sivanasiva was their best forward in the second game. He's getting plenty of support tonight as Webkick takes it forward.
Priddis putting his hand up first. Fletcher coming in second. Buttigieg. And again Priddis making that low tackle. Green. Green looking for Myers. 15 out from the line. Queensland coming again. Shaqiri. 8 metres out from the line. Green, Langer, Buttigieg, run around, Langer puts a kick in behind, Hughes is there.
Well, how good's Alf going? I mean, it's still only early, but his kicking game, it's like he never left our shores. He's at his best, holding it up, seeing that the defence had come up, putting in the little kicks. His passing game's been tremendous, both long and short. He's going great.
Muir.
A bit of movement on the bench. Craig Gower onto his feet as Brad Fittler comes in to try and inspire his side. You would imagine Priddis would be the man to come off because he has worked overtime out there. Kamali. Oh, just inside.
Of course, that was one of the areas that the critics believe that Kamali let the Blues down in State of Origin 1, his kicking game. Gower gets ready and Carlaw gets ready for the Maroons.
I think Kamali just asking Bill Harrigan to check on the 40-20, but he was just outside that 40 when he kicked it. Langer has the ball, will feed the scrum. Yeah, just a metre outside. A tremendous kick.
This is Wagon. And Langer now, dummy half. Darren Smith. down back on his own 30-metre line. They go to the blind side. They pick up Wendell Sailor. And McDougall is there with O'Mealy and Girdler. Sivanasiva now to the halfway line. Out in front of Langer. It's a knock on by the little fellow. It's way out in front of him. And forward.
Well, the reason he couldn't catch it went a metre forward. So a mistake right on halfway. Blues haven't looked that great with the football the last couple of times they've had it. The Queensland defence has rocked them. Well, let's see what they've got in this next set.
Hughes taken down just a few metres on the Queensland side of halfway. Played back to his Newcastle teammate Gidley. And Priddis goes in to dummy half before offloading for Fletcher. Fletcher will play it just outside the Queensland 30-metre line, but Bill Harrigan's whistle gives a penalty to the Blues.
Yes, raking the ball out in the tackle. I think Sivanasiva was the culprit. Green going high on Fletcher. Whose hand in there? Well, it wasn't Sivanasiva. It was either Smith or Green. Probably Smith. Girdler a chance to even things up. 32 out from the post directly in front.
Gower still to come on. And reminded that that try by Chris Walker gives him a try in each game of this series. Girdler. He nailed his first kick to convert the try that he scored from the touchline. This one from right in front is looking good. Girdler raises the flags. And the scoreline is 8-all after 22 minutes of time. Girdler online.
That just might steady the ship for New South Wales. They looked a bit frail, especially defensively, in the last 5 to 10 minutes.
Very interesting to see Queensland's defensive tactics when they're lining up against Brian Fletcher, such as the respect commanded by this guy's ball skills. Queensland are running in, trying to wrap the ball up first before they even worry about trying to knock him to the ground. I think they may have to change that a little bit.
Stevens playing it just outside his 20-metre line. Now it's Andrew Ryan's turn. Dane Carlaw in jumper number 17 making the tackle. O'Mealy losing the ball in the tackle from Sivanasiva. So here's a good chance for Queensland. They're down on the New South Wales 30-metre line.
Well, you won't see two better tackles than the one earlier from Shane Webke on Jason Stevens and that one by Petro Sivanasiva on Mark O'Mealy. They lift the side.
You can't strike until the ball's in. You got to keep your feet back too, Luke, until the ball's in.
Langer to Keary. To Keary running across the ground, eventually rounded up by Fittler. Now Sailor. The two big wingers combine back to back, and there's a penalty against the Blues.
A bit of a confrontation here between Adam Muir and Wendell Sailor.
Tackle, Adam, you push the ball out.
Ball raked out, 3 players on Sailor as Queensland take the tap. Webke winding up.
Langer again. Carlo almost making a mistake. It's with Myers. And then the ball with Luke Priddis for New South Wales. It was meant for Darren Lockyer. Ainscough for O'Mealy. And a really hard tackle. There's the loss of the football, or it really wasn't. I think it was meant for Darren Lockyer. And Luke Priddis beating him to the punch.
Craig Gower, Michael Vella both just went on for the Blues.
Muir Now Gower.
Fritterson O'Mealy, the men replaced. Morley looks to kick again just outside the 40. A charge down by Darren Smith, deliberately played out, so it should be 6 again. Mark Hughes fields the ball and is crunched.
The referee Harrigan's pulled this up. Is this for a high shot on Mark Hughes? They'll seem to go a touch high.
You're up too high, mate. You're up around his melon. You're up around his melon. Get him down. Stay on the ground. You won't have any problem.
Langer says chest, Harrigan says melon.
I think Harrigan was right.
Stevens now. Now Muir. Girdler, McDougall. McDougall losing the ball. Now, Harrigan is acknowledging the touch judge, apparently. McDougall must have had a foot on the line. Yes, that's what's happened. The touch judge has ruled that McDougall had a foot on the line when he touched that football. And the touch judge was right as well. Now Queensland with Daniel Wagon. Myers. "40-metre line, the Blues end of the park, from Langer to Lockyer. Lockyer goes to Bowman. Bowman beating the tackle of Girdler to the 20-metre line. Smith, Langer, Wagon. It's left to Vella and Gower to pull him down. Doyle is on. Green, inside ball, Lockyer. And it's scooped up by Kamali. The order is play on. That ball has gone forward.
Forward pass right in front of their sticks from Kamali. Brad Fittler not happy. Inside ball, good one to Lockyer. Dane Carlaw's back on the inside. He trips over Craig Gower, who's making a tackle. And from here, he simply tripped over, it goes back, Kamali picks up and then throws a forward pass.
I think he threw the forward pass deliberately, Paul, because he knew he was going to be taken into the in-goal area.
And this will cost them 2 points.
You see, I think Brad Fittler...
No, he passed the ball. Yeah, but you still play on. No. You still let the original thing. No.
Brad Fittler is arguing the same point that he argued in State of Origin 2, and that is to do with we didn't get any advantage from it. Remember when Bill Harrigan changed a decision concerning a scrum feed, and that's what Brad's on about. But Bill Harrigan was penalised for deliberately throwing the ball forward, and 2 points are on the board for Queensland. 28 minutes gone, they lead 10-8. Tallis down on the bench. That's Clinton Shivovsky, I believe, just off to his right. Trent Barrett, another of the wounded.
Stay behind it.
Girdler takes us into the next phase of play. Green sends it back to them with Carlaw.
Dominant tackle.
Doyle for Webke. He's put the ball down, but it's a penalty.
Too early.
It's a penalty, of course, to the Maroons. And Bill Harrigan penalising the markers for not standing direct. Myers, 30-metre line. The Blues are really being stretched here. Shades of one. Green. From Darren Smith, it's gone for Daniel Wagon this time. 10-8. Queensland by 2. Doyle. You heard plenty about the injuries that he was carrying. With an idea in the next few minutes as Lockyer turns it in for Webke. Webke's pass goes to ground. It's picked up by Myers. He's been told to play the ball on 5. Reed. Langer steps and beats Gower. Gets it away for Wagon. Wagon away. And they're in again. It is Carlaw. Dane Carlaw scores. Langer. Absolutely brilliant off the right foot. He left Gower clutching at mid-air. And Queensland are in again. What a moment for Dane Carlaw.
There was an ordinary defensive line as we freeze it there. Have a look how quickly that New South Wales player has rushed up. Look at this New South Wales man going that way. Pretty easy for Langer to go straight through as play continues. It is the last. He's thrown a beautiful ball around the back to Daniel Wagon, who got an even better ball away to the try scorer, Dane Carlaw. Last tackle. Cardinals seemed to overread the play. Gower went up quickly. Muir, he was more interested with who was getting the ball on the outside. And a thief in the night in Alan Langer got in behind them.
Oh, the magician weaving his magic out there, Alan Langer. Yes, very ordinary defence indeed. But Alan Langer read it well, he held it up. And that ball to get around the body, this one, that is just absolutely fantastic. And Dane Carlaw had come from the blind side to back up, throws it up.
And Lockyer raises the flags. So 16 points to 8. Is it any wonder they're smiling and clapping on the benches? Andrew.
Well, Ray, let's just look back at some of Alan Langer in action from tonight's Origin decider. Look, the wave of emotion that's come behind Alan Langer making his return tonight is fast turning into a tsunami here at ANZ Stadium tonight. And then you back it up with setting up this try. Everything going Queensland's way right now. Don't think that there can't be more points for the Maroons before half-time.
It certainly has been a stunning performance by Alfie. So far, so good for both him and Queensland. They lead 16-8, and here's the try scorer on the kick return. Webke now. Just beyond his own 20-metre line. Doyle using Sailor. Vella bumped away in the tackle.
Well, Ray, the reason that New South Wales won game 2 was because of their aggression in defence, getting up off their line. That has been knocked out of them. Have a look at how slowly they're coming up, and the big men for the Maroons are getting an opportunity to move. Tackles like that help, but not enough, and not often enough.
Lockyer shaping to kick, now running, and he goes through the gap. He's into space with 2 to beat. Kicks ahead. Takiri's with him. The Maroons are in again. Walker. Chris Walker has scored. They were pushing each other out of the road. 20 points to 8. Lockyer went through like a surgeon's scalpel.
Well, I said New South Wales had done their homework early. Not in this situation. Lockyer now frees the play there. Have a look at this for defence. We've got players going up quickly. We've only got 2 this side. Darren Lockyer is going to carve you up. He gets the ball. He gets on the outside of one man. I think it's probably a forward there. And then, well, he's got to come up with the right decision. It's to kick the football. A deft kick. Everybody was onside. The bounce only needed to be a good one, and it was for Chris Walker and Queensland.
Yeah, they look gone for my New South Wales. Their heads are down. They're doing everything wrong. And Darren Lockyer carving them up beautifully. He doesn't need much room to move. He had plenty of room there. And this man here, 4 tries now in 3 games of Origin. He and Lottie Takira nearly had a blue getting to that one. Both hungry for it. Gary Belcher, former Origin great, Chris Close. They're loving it.
Well, you said that New South Wales looked gone, Paul. There is nothing that hurts more than to concede a try on the last tackle. You've worked so hard to force the opposition to kick, and the last 2 tries have come because they thought the job had been done. Langer hurt them with a kick. Lockyer hurt them with a run and a kick.
Now Lockyer 2 metres in from touch, it's looking okay. Flags are up. Lockyer hits converted. 22-8 now. Andrew.
Well, this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. And the man who scores the try, Chris Walker, you know, Ray, I was watching him before the match started tonight. 45 minutes before kickoff, Chris Walker was still in his shirt, his suit, his tie, while all his teammates are in the dressing room. In fact, Chris was signing autographs. He's a bit of an extrovert. That's just his way of preparing for the night. And he is a real live wire as well. You can criticise his defence at times, but you certainly can't criticise his natural ability with a ball in his hands.
So the restart from Girdler finds Carlaw working like a Trojan since he came on, including a try. Now Webke. 22-8. It's a long road back for the Blues. Myers went straight through. Kamali hanging on. It was Adam Muir that he beat originally. Langer chipping again for Green. Green's been taken out. Hughes has got the ball.
All right, Queensland might appeal to Bill Harrigan not to stop for half-time. They don't want to leave the field. For New South Wales, it cannot come quick enough.
Adamson. Menzies. Muir again. Down for Gow. Then for Kamali. Bowman grabbing up high. McDougall.
No, forward pass from Kamali. No doubt about it. Nothing going right for the Blues.
Brett should have thrown the first time instead of showing the dummy. They created an overlap. He had an opportunity for quick hands. Have a look there. Needed to pass it. Saylor was coming in on Fittler. There was a two-man overlap if the ball had gone out the first time. I think it's probably a pretty harsh call.
Yeah, it is a bit. It looked like the hands, it went backwards and floated forward.
Heads down.
But gee, what is there? A couple of minutes to go before half-time, 3 to go. Another try here. She's all over Red Rover.
Green. Myers unloading it on his way to the ground. Back to Lockyer.
Well, what about all the talk of Langer, Lockyer, Saylor? The best player in the field so far, Brad Myers.
Here's Doyle. Up on the New South Wales 10-metre line. Lined out wide to the right. Lockyer. Now for Green. He gets it away as Kamali makes the tackle. This is Bowman. Smith. Langer. Inside for Lockyer. Lockyer's over. Harrigan points to the spot. It's another try. They're scoring at will, the Queenslanders.
Oh, stop the fight. Well, maybe it is Red Rover, who knows? But such a simple play with Alan Langer going across field and on the inside. Just not enough urgency on the inside from Matt Adamson. He had to come across at speed, not once the ball had been taken by Darren Lockyer.
Oh, New South Wales, I'm telling you, they look slow, they look tired, they look disinterested. Queensland are just playing great football. The little general once again, that's why Wayne Bennett brought him back, and Darren Lockyer, easy for him back on the inside. No one there to tackle him.
Yeah, it's a simple play, but very effective. Again, we go back to the mistake from New South Wales. We freeze it there. Just have a look at this man, Matt Adamson. There's a gap there. He's got to come up and close it. Simple for Darren Lockyer to come and use his speed to take advantage. Play continues. The defence going across, not coming up to meet. And the inside ball was a killer. Well, the bench is getting plenty of exercise anyway.
Yes, they haven't needed to be stretched. I said earlier that maybe it was Alan Langer's last Origin. I'm not so sure. Half-time. just 30 seconds away as Lockyer converts. It is now 28-8, and they are having a wonderful time. Andrew.
Well, Ray, where did they get this 34-year-old kid called Langer from? Let's bring him back for 3 games every year until he's 50. There's the contrast. You saw the Maroons bench going up. I've seen this look on the New South Wales bench. It was a couple of months ago. Origin won at Suncorp Stadium. O'Mealy, Priddis, Stevens and Fletcher. Mate, the body language not good for the Blues.
Well, what an unhappy way. If this avalanche continues, it is going to be for Brad Fittler. 28-8. They have scored 5 tries to 1. And keep in mind, New South Wales scored that try in the opening 60 seconds. So they've scored 5 tries to none in the 39 minutes that followed the New South Wales start. Langer's having an absolute ball out there. What a marvellous player to do what he's done, and he's doing it again tonight. 28-8 at half-time. We'll take a break and be back with the panel in just a moment. Welcome back. We are coming to you from ANZ Stadium in Brisbane, where the Queenslanders are leading 28-8 in the State of Origin decider. Needless to say, a sombre New South Wales dressing room. 5 tries to 1 have been scored. 28-8 is the second biggest half-time lead in Origin history. And a touch of irony about it, 12 months ago, New South Wales beat Queensland 56-16. Queensland is exactly halfway there. As they come back, the Maroons, they would be so pumped up, so high, so elated. Some outstanding effort. Myers, Carlaw, Langer. Just an absolutely stunning performance in front of a capacity crowd at ANZ Stadium. Maroons go back. Will they pick it up where they left it? Or will the Blues find something? Lockyer, another outstanding performance.
And there you can see the match stats. 7-1 the line breaks. Kicks in general play even, but the kicking game has been better from Queensland. Plenty more tackles from New South Wales and plenty more missed ones. That's the big one. 17 up against 6. Too many errors and not enough football.
I know there are many league followers watching the telecast in parts of the United Kingdom. None would be happier than Patrick Rafter at the moment.
Perhaps Janine Langer.
Well done, Wall, thank you. Adamson takes it back hard. And that's what they need, more of that. Vella. Paul Vaughton, Peter Sterling and Wally Lewis. Different appearances on some of the faces of the aforementioned. The King is beaming. The fat man is smiling. And my offsider is looking a little bit downcast as Kamali kicks. It'll be play on for Kamali. Yeah.
Still the last tackle.
Menzies. Ryan did well. Fittler. It's gone backwards. Girdler had to get rid of it. Hughes the same. They're going backwards with the football. McDougall. Muir. Hughes. Gower. Walker. Not him again.
Well, look, that's almost comical.
I've never seen panic football like it. It's unbelievable. They actually kicked it back to where they took the first kick.
Doyle. running off Lockyer. Takiri. Langer. Webke. Carlaw. Supreme effort from young Carlaw. Sivanasiva. This is the last. Alfie came off the feet. No knock on against Girdler. Girdler with a big run down the left side. Rounded up by Darren Smith. No support.
Ray, I said I don't know what Wayne Pearce would say at half-time. What I hope he said was that, look, we keep the opposition scoreless. We are capable of scoring at least 20 points. So we are not out of this game if we improve defensively and control the football. There are enough points in this football team to still win this game. Get your heads up.
Gower. Kimorley. Girdler. 23 metres away from the Queensland line. Kimorley again. Fittler. Drifting for Menzies. Kimorley. Kicking. There's a chance here for McDougall. Well taken, Sailor.
Penalty. Tackled in the air, Wendell Sailor by Adam McDougall.
Gee, my word, he read that well, Wendell. He planted himself there. He knew a kick was coming. And we saw Brad Fittler linking up with Steve Menzies there. I think we'll see a lot of that this half. They need points. Menzies can get them for them.
Webke. Sivanasiva. Players like Webke and Sivanasiva, you would expect big performances from them, but this young man, Myers, has had an outstanding game. Walker, likewise. Two-try hero. 4 in the series for Chris Walker. Sivanasiva. Second handle on this set. Langer. Ainscough. Weaving around Myers. Pulled down by Doyle and Takiri. And the Blues are just inside their own 40-metre line. Gidley. Adamson. And the ball comes out. Well, did it come out? How did it get there to Gower? Anyway from Muir, it's gone to Fittler. Fittler to McDougall. McDougall up to the 20-metre line. Got the ball away. Girdler couldn't catch it. It travelled forward anyway.
Yeah, look, that ball, the play ball, just popped out, and Bill Harrigan wasn't even watching. He was watching the defensive line. It's raked out. It actually should have been a penalty. And they just called play on. They all missed it.
Yeah, John Doyle definitely raked the ball out here. It's not the last tackle. You've still got to have some patience despite the scoreline. That pass really was never on.
Sailor. First play off the scrum. Myers the second. He just wants as much work as he can get. Myers. He might think he's getting paid by the yard. Carlaw. Webke now. Ooh, Adamson might have gone up a bit high here.
And referee's got him. Matt Adamson trying to lift his team, trying to be a bit aggressive. There's been no aggression whatsoever from the Blues so far. Right around the neck.
So Lockyer finding the line 30 metres away from the New South Wales try line. Sivanasiva. Andrew is waiting with information from half-time. We'll go to him in just a moment. Webke taken down by Adamson. Webke has been hurt in the tackle. Myers. Kimmorley low. And Gidley over the top. And he lost the ball getting up. So now it's a penalty. Well, firstly, I thought Harrigan was going to put a scrum down, but then he's taken some instruction from his touch judge. Queensland play on.
Yeah, holding up play. Shane Webcke hasn't moved. He's struggling to get to his feet. There seems to be a problem with his right knee.
Well, let's hope nothing serious. He's had a few leg problems in recent years, I think more around the ankle area. Just with the tackle that he was injured. Yeah, just got the right knee, ankle, pulled back the wrong way. As Queensland go for the throat. Don't worry about kicking for goal. Let's put tries on.
New South Wales trainer waved away out of the line. It's out to Langer. Dummies to Green. Comes to Lockyer. Lockyer to Darren Smith, and he's tackled 10 metres away from the line. Bowman. Langer again. Now Carlaw. 28-8. Langer. Carl Webb. From Doyle. Through to Langer. Now for Green. Just couldn't get the ball to Myers. Myers was in a gap. Carlaw. Langer. Little grubber kick. And Fletcher has won the race.
And has knocked on. One of those little boomerang kicks from Alf. He kicked it back to the inside, followed it up. Fletcher got there, and the referee's seen the tiniest of knock-ons by Brian Fletcher. Queensland feed only 10 metres out in front of the sticks.
Langer had a dig himself. Now Lockyer. Sailor looking for his second try ever in Origin football. Smith throws the dummy, challenges the line. Doyle, lovely pass. Langer, Lockyer. Langer dummies inside the Sivan receiver, takes them on. Green kicking across to Sailor's wing. Sailor and McDougall.
The first knock on from Wendell Sailor, so it will be a New South Wales play the ball. Pretty deft kick there from Paul Green. Another contest between these two great combatants. And very noticeable also that Alan Langer starting to run the football a little bit more as Ainscough backs him out.
Villa to Morley, Fletcher. Gower. Great discussion about how long Langer would play in this game. At the moment, it looks like he's going non-stop. And the scrum will go down. He's reaching off the boot of Kimmorley. It was clean. And the scrum will pack 10 metres out from the Queensland line. Andrews back from the sheds, as I said, with some information at half-time.
Well, firstly, Ray, an update on Shane Webcke. There's no definite news on whether he'll return. It's frustrating when you watch a bloke like Shane Webcke, or frustrating for him when he comes off injured. He sort of brushed the doctor away. He was trying to make the examination of the right knee. He's just dirty that he hasn't stayed out there. Also, Queensland a change at half-time. Petro Civoniceva on for Daniel Wagon. No injury to Wagon, though. He will return in this second half. From Wayne Bennett, basically the message at half-time was the job's not done. Just take it play by play. And from Wayne Pearce, he did have a reminder. We just have to get to a position where we can put some pressure on We did put on 3 tries in 15 minutes in game 2, but we have to be faster in the defensive line, and we must work harder with the ball when we're coming out of our own half.
So Webke has got a problem, and now Wendell Sailor is in some pain, retiring away to his right wing. Play by Webb on halfway. Myers. It's like a robot. Lockyer, to a man with a shoulder injury, is showing nowhere from it. Bowman, it went forward off Bowman, but it's a penalty to New South Wales anyway.
Well, I'm not sure what Adam McDougall was doing there. I think that he was hoping that Mark Hughes would come in and catch it, but there's no doubt it was McDougall's ball on the full. Nice kick from Darren Lockyer, again a torpedo punt, swirling around in the breeze. Ball coming towards Adam McDougall and only bounces a metre or 2 away from him. A bit fortunate again that Bowman gave away the penalty.
Fella held there by Campy and Smith. Players on the halfway line for Muir. Hughes. No change to the halftime scoreboard, 28-8. Fittler. Now that might have been knocked down by John Doyle. Doyle's away with the ball. Now it's Campion. Now it's Takiri. Queensland on the surge again. Lockyer. Langer. Smith. Bowman. Good tackle by McDougall. Lockyer. Carlaw. Doyle. Webb. A try in Origin 1 on debut. Langer. Danger. Danger. Langer's over. Is he? Yes. Langer gets a try. Capping a magnificent game.
Well, the crowd have been completely satisfied here for 54 minutes, apart from Alan Langer scoring. Well, now they can go home absolutely delighted because the little bloke has ducked under a tackle. Had no room whatsoever to move. This was how Queensland got the football. An inside ball. Yes, it came off John Doyle's hand, but he wasn't playing at it, so he really has every right to pick the ball up. And then in the next set of 6, look, there's nothing on there. Just really poor defence, ducking under the tackle of Michael Vella. His head goes down. He knows that it's a very, very ordinary attempt.
Yeah, how good's this? Alan Langer had some critics. Wayne Bennett had some critics. That just answered them. The little fella. He's done it. And the crowd here, they went off. They went up as one as he put that ball down.
And look, Ray, I thought that he might only be out here for maybe 2/3 of the game, but the way that he's played this evening, he'll go the duration. He has really, I'm not saying he's paced himself, but he's played within himself on occasion. When he's needed to put the foot down, he has done. His kicking game has been absolutely superb. There's no reason he won't play 80 minutes, especially with the scoreline.
Lockyer's kick. Wide. Alan Langer gets his 10th Origin try, extending to 32-8 the lead. What a night. Just cast an eye back on the King to see how he was looking. He'll be next. As you come back to us, Carl Webb comes back from the Queensland line, and now Sivanasiva. I mentioned to you earlier that 6 deciders had been played in Brisbane. and Queensland had won 5. It was a daunting statistic, wasn't it? And only 3 sides have lost Origin 1 to come back and win a series. That also, again, is ringing loud in my ears.
I do love statistics, Ray. I think that they don't happen by a fluke. And the other statistic, of course, that we always mention is a big tackle on McDougall. 15 times out of the 19 best-of-3 series, the team that has won the first game has gone on to take out the 3-match series, and this will be number 16. So that first game is oh so important.
O'Mealy, Kamali, Fletcher, Menzies. Vella, Fletcher, Gower, busy, Ainscough, Vella, Kamali, Girdler, well, then it's gone from Muir into Langer. Lovely play that was by Girdler. He left everybody guessing. Now Wendell leaves everybody grasping. Bar Hughes. Lockyer.
I'll tell you what, Ray, I can't speak highly enough of Mark Hughes' first ever series. He has done absolutely nothing wrong. He came into this game with a bit of a neck and back problem. Queensland have given him a workout, and he just keeps coming back for more. He can hold his head high for his 3-match performance.
Myers. Langer. Correction, Lockyer. Kicking. Walker's after it. Taken by Hughes under pressure. Chris Walker charging down on him. Now McDougall. He's been solid. Appropriate. That incident would come just after Peter was putting his assessment on Mark Hughes. Kamali. Fletcher. Hasn't it been an intriguing series? Gower. Chance down the right side. It went behind Ainscough.
Yeah, for mine, it looks like the Blues are playing touch. Queensland's playing tackle. Some desperation passes being thrown out there, which you've got to do, mind you, when you're 24 behind. With just over 20 to go. Wendell Sailor's played a great game tonight. He's quite often been his own harshest critic at State of Origin level. He wants to finish his Origin career on a great note. He's only got 1 try in 13 games. He'll be looking for number 2 in the last 20 minutes.
This is Bowman. Penalty goes to the Queenslanders.
Wendell will score. Everything else has come to fruition. If I could get on, I would get on Wendell Sailor in the last 20 to score a try. Can I get on anyway?
Campion. Campion with a fend. Campion to the line. Pull down a couple short. Doyle. Langer. Webb. Lockyer. Long pass. Bowman. Bowman's over. Bowman gets a second. It's a mutilation.
This will be one of the greatest ever Queensland victories in a deciding game. They now lead by 28. Kevin Campion waltzes through. Look at this for State of Origin defence. It's non-existent. Players grasping. No shoulders whatsoever. He nearly scored. They found a chance out on the right-hand side of the field. And Paul Bowman, he scored a great try in the first half with a big right foot step. Look at the space out here, but there's still 2 on 2. Look at this for a right foot step. Bang, bang. Fittler had come over too quickly. Great stuff by Paul Bowman.
Yeah, it's good to see from Paul Bowman, isn't it? He's a bit of an unsung hero. He's a quiet achiever. He probably saves 2 or 3 tries with the kind of game that he plays. But tonight we've seen his full attacking array being very good on his feet. He's a big man. He's actually deceptively big. And the big fend on Mark O'Mealy is good enough to take him across as well. They might declare shortly.
Lockyer. 10 in, 21 out. And just away to the right of the uprights. It is 36-8, Queensland over New South Wales. Stevens about to come back. 18 minutes of the game remaining. Girdler. As we welcome you back to ANZ Stadium, the wide world of sports, and the decider from ANZ Stadium. As we have a Queenslander, Brad Myers, hurt, bringing the ball back from the kickoff. They've already lost Shane Webke. A decider that I think most people were hoping would be going right down to the wire. This is how Myers got hurt.
Well, I said, wait, whistle, if you're not right, don't play the ball.
So Sivanasiva. 7 tries to 1. That's at an embarrassing level, isn't it, for New South Wales? I'm reminded that Queensland's biggest win over the Blues was 36-6 back in 1986.
Well, let's not forget that New South Wales scored their only try after 1 minute. So it's been a barren run.
89 that was, not 86. It was upside down. Thank you, Guru.
You're welcome.
Fittler away for Gidley to the 10-metre line. And a couple of the Maroons pull him to ground. Fittler, Stevens, Campion and Smith. He's toiled hard, Darren Smith. Fittler, long ball for Kamali. Cut-out pass finding Hughes. And then a flick pass away on the outside for Ainscough. Kamali. O'Mealy. Not that anybody's had a big impact on this game with the blue jumper on, but O'Mealy hasn't scaled the heights that he did in State of Origin 2. Here they go now. They're going in. Girdler. Girdler gets his second try. And the Blues supporters at last have got something to cheer about.
Yeah, all 26 of them that are here at ANZ Stadium, plus of course all their fans watching throughout New South Wales. Some good stuff by Brett Kamali. Nice ball. That was good hands there. Queensland just didn't have enough defenders, didn't read it that well. They all raced in to try and cut it off quickly, but they couldn't do it. The hands always beat the man. Lovely ball that from Brad Fittler. Equally as good, this one from Jason Stevens lurking out wide. And Ryan Girdler finishes it off nice. And Queensland won't be happy with that. And Wayne Bennett in particular, know how he thinks. He'll be filthy. He won't want to let New South Wales get any snip at all.
One of those very rare occasions that they just didn't have enough numbers in defence, and when the outside men realised that, they tried to go in and snuff the play out, but the New South Wales players had enough space to keep the ball alive. Not often you look back on a State of Origin game where you've scored a couple of tries with anything but fond memories. Unfortunately for Ryan Girdler, that will be the case with this game. as he prepares to convert once again.
And on its way, looking good. Girdler converts his second try. Sadly, it's also New South Wales' second try. 36-14, Andrew.
Yeah, Ray, for Ryan Girdler, it must feel an awful long time since Game 3 last year. You remember back at Stadium Australia in that third game of the series last year, 3 tries and 10 goals for 32 points. His points tonight aren't really going to count a whole lot on the scoreboard, 36-14. Look, now we start to have to focus on the Australian side. If an Australian side was picked tonight, and there will be one picked in around about 7 days for the one-off test against the Kiwis, we could be looking at blokes like Myers, Sivanasibra and Buttigieg. What about the Australian number 7, fellas? Can Alan Langer play another match?
Well, it'll be interesting whether or not they would consider him.
I think Andrew Johns might have something to say about that.
Here's Fittler. Hughes. Stevens. Prittis. Short ball. Vella into space.
Again, they've got numbers to the right if they can move it quickly.
Fittler finding Kamali. Chance for Fletcher. Losing the ball.
Second time in this series he's dropped the football over the line, Brian Fletcher.
Yeah, Brett Kamali claiming he was filthy. He claimed that it was knocked out. Let's have a look. Wagon holding on to him. Takiri comes in.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. He was trying to make the tackle.
Buttigieg. Wagon. 12 minutes of the game remaining. And 36 points to 14 the score. Green scurrying his way to 43 metres out from the Blues line. Lockyer punching that kick down into vacant space. Hughes. Tackled by Walker and then raking it over the touching goal.
We've got the Goodwill Games up here shortly, covered by Channel 9. Maybe this bloke should have a run. He has got electric speed. Mark Hughes probably had to cover half as much distance, and he is not slow. And Chris Walker blinding. Chasing his third. Hughes again just there in time to put the ball over the sideline.
Yeah, the only other player that I can remember had that sort of speed at the Origin level was Dale Shearer for Queensland. He could run like that. And Chris Walker carrying on the tradition. Good player. Here goes Wendell. He's looking for number 2 in his 14-game career.
Lockyer finding Walker. Now to Carey. Offloading to Buttigieg. Buttigieg. Green. Langer. Dummies on the inside. Takes the tackle.
Oh, the inside man got creamed as well. He's still down. It's Darren Lockyer.
And I think one of the Blues down as well. I'm not sure if it was a head clash or what, but O'Mealy went down. Alf's got the ball looking for an inside man. Oh, it was a high tackle.
A sandwich.
He certainly got crunched. It's O'Mealy over the top. He might have collected the shoulder of Muir. But he's up and back into him, jogging back to position now.
Number 12. And 10. Which one? Both gone high? You've gone up high. I'm going to put on the report.
Well, Bill Harrigan got a call from his touch judge there, who picked out the 10 and the 12. Both Mark O'Mealy and Adam Muir have been placed on report for a high tackle. Penalty awarded.
So Wagon I'm wondering where he got his information from. Lockyer for Buttigieg. Almost as though somebody's watched it on the video and then told Bill Harrigan their interpretation of it, which they relayed. Now it's Langer. Now it's Carl Webb. 10 metres out from the Blues line. 36 points to 14. Langer to Smith. Banged down eventually by Menzies. Menzies takes the ball. O'Mealy. Gidley. Pulled down by Takiri. In no uncertain fashion. Menzies. Prolific try scorer in his career. Muir taking a buffeting there from Darren Smith. Kamali had it, lost it. Penalty goes to the Blues.
There's played advantage here. Bill Harrigan. New South Wales lost the football. That nullified any advantage. So they will take the tap. 38 out.
Stevens, 9-5 the penalty count in favour of Queensland. Kamali, Fiddler, wide for Gidley. Ainscough with no room. Menzies. Ainscough. O'Mealy, leaving it behind. Smith, who I mentioned earlier, has been prominent all night long as Doyle prepares for another stint.
And look, we waxed lyrical about the performance of Mark O'Mealy in game 2. He's had a shocker tonight, and that's not good to see, but he'll bounce back. You know, tonight was a big test for him. He's shown enough at club level that he's going to be tough enough to play. He just needs to improve a few areas of his game, and this experience will actually be a good thing for him, not a negative. He'll learn plenty.
Langer pushing it wide, and quickly, Webb striding out, down to the 20. Lockyer's there. Lockyer goes in. Lockyer scores again. Try number 8. 40 points to 14.
And it wasn't that long ago that Darren Lockyer was lying down after being crunched by 2 New South Wales defenders. Well, he's recovered enough to back up for 60 metres to score another one. A strong charge there, straight through the tackle of Ryan Girdler. Bang, gets rid of Girdler. Support coming up in Carl Webb. And he finds Darren Lockyer. The forwards and the backs have combined beautifully tonight.
Well, Wayne Bennett said after that second game, I was in the dressing room, he said, look, we'll learn more out of that loss than we will the first win that we had. And they've done that. Carl Webb, he's had a great... Well, he's probably only been there about half an hour all night. He's had a great half hour. Look at his running style there. He's carrying a little bit of put around the lummox, but he got through the defence quite easily, and Darren Lockyer backing up on the inside. Gutsy, courageous Darren Lockyer.
A bit of put around the lummox. That's
and they've learnt, and they've learnt well.
What a performance in this series from Darren Lockyer. There goes the kick, and again, it's out in front of the uprights. He's got to be the player of the series. 40 points to 14, Andrew.
And I was watching when Carl Webb makes this bust. Shane Webke's on the bench, and he's had a lot to do with the upbringing of Carl Webb at the Brisbane Broncos, really taking him under his wing. I don't know whether Shane Webke's got a knee problem anymore. He could have just about competed the high jump at the Goodwill Games. He got up that high. And Darren Lockyer, he's the young veteran when it comes to Origin football. But Carlos Webb, won't he remember the Origin series, his first ever?
Talking about the Queensland bench and the number of times they've done the leap into the air. They've scored 8 tries, they've been up 8 times, and Choppy Close stopped going up after the second try.
He's tried to get up a few more times, but it just wasn't there. Ray, the other bloke that I want to give a big rap to, and it's a funny game, rugby league, just the highs and lows of it. Paul Green, in his Cronulla days, was putting pressure on Alan Langer in his prime for a State of Origin spot. Went to North Queensland, into oblivion, basically. Major problems up there, was basically kicked out from the club, joined the Roosters, and he has been outstanding for Queensland during this series. Given an opportunity, a lot of pressure on him. He has really risen to the occasion. Plenty of character in Paul Green.
Doyle. Just short of 50,000 people here tonight, the official crowd figure coming through. Lockyer puts this kick down to the New South Wales goalpost. 49,441 to be precise. And that would be the biggest crowd, Origin crowd in Brisbane. Previously at Suncorp, 40,665 in 1994. So they've broken it by 9,000. And 50,000 apparently is the capacity here at ANZ. Those 58,000s that were attracted by St George and the Gold Coast, they had extra seating down on the athletic track area apparently. Langer across for Myers. Well, this fairy tale, and really that's what it borders on with Alan Langer, has given him the rightful exit. And I'm taking it that he won't be back anymore, but it has given him the rightful exit that he deserves. Somebody once said, what is a legend? I was watching this, and it certainly got some help from Steve Menzies, didn't it? But what is a legend? Well, Alan Langer is a legend.
I just wonder whether that was part of the reasoning by Wayne Bennett. You know, they needed something like Alan Langer after game 2. But I'm sure that Wayne Bennett would have been just as disappointed for Alan Langer the way he went out. I think his last game was against North Queensland after, 8 or 9 rounds in 1999. I reckon Wayne Bennett probably thought about that as well in bringing him across as McDougall. No, in fact, Ainscough steps back inside.
It was all a bit iffy. It finished up, though, with Ainscough. Now Kamali. Fletcher. "12 metres out now from the Queensland line. Priddis. Fittler gets the pass away. Ainscough for the corner, lost the ball.
And that is just so typical of New South Wales night. A chance to score a late try. And look at this for defence. Chris Walker. Crash bang wallop. And Ainscough loses the football.
Well, Wendell, you've got 2.5 minutes. Who said that Chris Walker had defensive problems?
Walker. Green.
Talk about Paul Green, Pete. He was actually, there's a leaked document came and he was put on a list never to be picked again for Queensland earlier in the year. Reported in the newspaper. Well, he's played 3 terrific games for the Maroons in this series. So many heroes out there for the Queensland side tonight.
Finding the line. And again, it smiles all round. Coach included. As opposed to that look of doom and gloom at the New South Wales bench. Peter Chegwin there shaking hands with Wayne Bennett. course, the chairman of the Broncos. They really smacked the Blues over at Suncorp Stadium with Gordon Tallis. They went to Sydney without him. The Blues served notice that it was going to be a tight series. Then they lost Trent Barrett, and they came back to ANZ Stadium. But they really haven't represented a challenge to this Queensland side inspired by Alan Langer. Kamali, Hughes, making numbers. Adamson. 8 tries to 2. Here are the final seconds. Out on the full. Queensland has won the Harvey Norman Series for 2001 with a resounding victory. A sad night for Brad Fittler, but an ecstatic night for Queensland and for Queensland Rugby League, in particular their coach, who equalled Arthur Beetson's coaching record tonight, particularly for Alan Langer, Wendell Sailor, and probably Darren Smith. What a night, what a build-up, what a player. The little legend, Alan Langer, has come back, no break. We were thinking 40, 50 minutes. He played a hell of a lot longer than that, didn't he? Paced himself, guided them round the park. And young players rose to his motivation.